Puerto Rico market trending down. I have a little over $100,000 and I'd like to try to time close to the bottom of the market and buy a fixer-upper property.
I got a couple of things to say about that, but
Me too.
The bottom of the market probably passed us. We bounced off the bottom of the market sometime around 2019, and it has been going up. Depending on the market that you're in, the super high-end stuff really got crazy. That's a market you're familiar with. The kind of moderate market that like houses we would live in, that's also appreciated quite a bit. But the working class market hasn't really had that run up here on the island yet. So things are still relatively affordable for that FHA buyer. So a guy who's got $100,000 that's going to buy a fixer, this is still really close to the bottom of the market.
Yeah.
You can reasonably expect in Puerto Rico, if you work hard to go and find, and you look at a bunch of properties, you can find something for $40,000 that you can put 25 or 30 grand in and then sell it for $120,000. That deal exists absolutely in every town on the island somewhere. That is a real thing that's possible to go and get, right?
I think that question is an interesting question, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but nobody has the magic wand. Anybody that tells you this is the time, they don't really know. But what I would say is, as investors, you should figure out ways to make money when it's up, and when it's down. So as an example, right now, we just came off of a time where the prices were insane. Right? Like prices went at like record high, all-time high, and we just couldn't make deals work. So we started thinking, how can we make the deals work? And we started looking into syndications. We started looking into partnerships. We started looking into seller financing deals, right? Your deal with your house is the same. Hey, I didn't go into it fighting with the price. I said, hey, I know where we're at. Let's do seller financing. So I think that the real question that we should be asking is, how do I make money, whether the market is up or whether the market is down? How can I do that? That's the real question you should be asking yourself. And I think the answer to that comes through just being groups of community and masterminds. And that's why we hang out all the time, is because we're trying to get ideas for how do we make money today, right? Because that's all we can control. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. And I
have more to add to that too. So trying to time the bottom of the market, in every market there are great deals. And if you've got $100,000 to invest and you can buy something that you can make 40 or 50% on your money with, doesn't matter what the market is, buy that deal. That's a really good deal, right? Like, so again, that deal exists today. And it exists in every market. If the market's going up, you can find great deals. If the market's going down, you can find great deals. I would always be looking for a great deal. If the market is rapidly going down, then I'm trying to buy it even cheaper. I mean, and so what you would see as someone who's done this a long time and a lot of times, when the market is going down, as the retail market comes down like 5 or 10%, the wholesale market, the market where real estate investors are buying at, that will usually double how much it goes down. Like, so if I was to buy something at $65,000 to expect to sell it for $125,000, and then the market's coming down 10%, so it's going to be now $110,000 house, I'm probably trying to buy that house at $40,000.
Wow.
So it's a much exaggerated kind of ratio, right? Like, so as the retail market comes down 5 or 10%, the wholesale market might come down 15 or 20 or 30%.
That's incredible.
And so it's always a good time to buy. You have to be careful. But I would say if you've got $100,000 and you're waiting, you might be able to do 2 or 3 flips in the time that you're waiting. So if you're buying stuff to sell and you're going to get in and out of it anyway, it's a good time right now. And I'll answer the question like this too. I don't think that the Puerto Rico real estate market is really going down.
I don't think so.
I think if you bought a $45 million house in Dorado, yes, you can't probably get $45 million for your house today. But I think if you bought a $150,000 house last week, you're not selling it for $130,000 this week. It's $150,000. It might be $160,000, but it's going to stay flat. It's going to stay level at that entry level kind of price range.
If the market went up or down, these guys are making so much money.
Yeah, I mean, if you pay $20 million for your house, you probably shouldn't have to sell if times get tough. Like you you don't buy a $20 million house without having lots and lots of money.
So I think that even though Dorado is a crazy market, and we can talk about that as well, I think that if you have $100,000, my big suggestion would be, if you know what you're doing in real estate, do what Rob is suggesting. If you don't know, I would say get educated, join a mastermind, start paying for education.
Yeah.
Right? Like you said, hey, I wish I would have known how you can use a servicing company to do subject to that. Could have saved you a couple $1,000s on that deal, right?
It could have even convinced me to do the deal in a different way.
So,
and if I had done the deal in a different way and I had a deed to that property, you'd have never bought it, right? Like I would have not been in a position that I felt like I was going to sell. And that.
So education, that my lesson is, if you know what you're doing, go for it. If you don't know, maybe like pay for information, education, access, and then maybe invest in somebody else's deal, half of that money, so that you can protect your capital. Because I think when you go in and you invest that money in something that you don't know, you might actually lose all the money.
Yeah.
You never know.